Dan Illman, Mike Beer, taking a look at race number 6 at the Big A on Saturday. We're going a one-turn mile. It's the Grade 3 Go for Wand handicap. Be sure to sign up for a new DRF Bets account so you can play with that 300% deposit match. It's easy. Go to bets.drf.com. Here's the field for the Go for Wand. We're going to have a heavy favorite in here, Mike, down towards the inside. It's the Keeneland graduate, the number 1 Marley's Freedom. It's Bob Baffert. It's Mike Smith. It's a Grade 1 stakes winner. Only got beat a half length in the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint. Her merits are fairly obvious.
Yeah, I mean, they certainly are, especially if she shows up in New York and runs her best race for Baffert, because that's just going to make her really tough. I know that she only got beat a half length in the Breeders' Cup. What did you think of that? I didn't think she ran that well. I know that she got a wide trip in that race. I still don't think that's enough of an excuse for how dull she was in that race. And even though it came down to a close finish, I mean, to me anyway, she had her shot at that race late, and she just didn't really find enough. I was disappointed in her last race.
I tend to agree with you, and I've gotten into arguments with some people about it. I was surprised she was so far back. I know that the pace was very fast, but she came with her run. You could argue that she was the best closer in that race. 1,000,000-to-1 shot won the race and was able to outfinish Marley's Freedom. And Marley's Freedom's going to try a mile for the first time. It's interesting that they've never tried a route race of any kind with her. This is her 14th lifetime start. I'm also interested to see how the inside post will work for her going a mile. We take a look at the Timeform US pace projector, and we know that Marley's Freedom is a stalking gear. We saw that in the Ballerina. We saw that in some races in Southern California. If Timeform US is right here, she might have some work to do.
Yeah, that's all true. I mean, listen, if she runs her Ballerina, she's probably going to win here, even if it is going out to a mile in this race. But other than that race, I don't know, Dan. I know that she's the best horse in the race. If you want to put it that way, that's all relative stuff, but I think that's probably true. I don't know. I'm not sure how much I really want her at that shorter price. I don't think she's invincible in this race.
Chad Brown's very well represented. You see the number 5, Your Love, in a very comfortable spot in the early portion of this race. Your Love has only made one hiccup in her career, and that was in the Grade 1 test and only her 3rd lifetime start, when arguably Chad might have rushed her just a bit. I thought she ran fine in the Gallant Bloom last time out. 1:16 Timeform US speed figure, 91 Beyer speed figure, a career best. She continues to improve. I like this post position. I like her tactical speed, and the price will be right.
Agree with all that stuff. I think she ran fine last time in the Gallant Bloom. Listen, it's not like if she had won, you know, she was going to earn some kind of a figure that would make you go, oh yeah, they might as well just step her up into some really good races. On the other hand, she was a little unlucky not to win that race. I mean, she was on the outside. The winner got that run right up the inside and just got her at the end. I thought she ran well last time. I'm going to use this horse.
Pacific Wind is the number 8, also trained by Chad, also very honest, and she really likes the mile. I think this might be her best distance. She is 3 for 4 lifetime on a mile, 2 for 2 on dirt. Last time out in the Spinster, she took on some tough cookies from a tough outside post, and I thought she ran the best she could at a mile and 1/8. Now cutting back to a mile, she might need a little bit more pace than's in this race, but I wouldn't be surprised if she gives yet another good effort. Graded stakes winner at a one-turn mile this year.
Yeah, I can see all those things being true. At first glance, I was just disappointed in her last 2 races. I didn't think she ran that well either time, but maybe you're right. Maybe the 2-turn 9 furlongs just isn't what she wants, and she'll really rebound as they cut her back to the 1-turn mile. I briefly had high hopes for her when Chad first got her. She's kind of lost me since then. We'll see what she does here. I didn't like her that much.
We see the 7, Come Dancing, prompting the early pace from 2nd. John Velasquez will be riding for Carlos Martin. This is a very lightly raced filly, but she's shown a good amount of ability in her career, and Martin ran her in the Beldame last time out. They pressed the pace. Listen, those were just too tough competition. Wow, Cat, of course, come back to run 2nd in the Breeders' Cup Distaff. A couple of the also-rans have come back to win with Beyers of 89 and 95. Little drop in class helps, and if you believe the speed of Sauer doesn't take her the mile, there's a chance that Come Dancing has the lead turning into the stretch.
That's all true. And she's a pretty good horse, too. I would also say, you know, dropping out of the Grade 1 aside, I think the 1.8 miles is probably a little too far for her. I don't think she really wants to go that far. This is a much better distance for her, and she's actually a little underrated. This filly can run a little bit.
And she has a fast race at Aqueduct, her 2nd lifetime star, a 96 Beyer. She hasn't come close to that race just yet, but it's nice to know that it's at least there in her hip pocket. Bonita Bianca is a really hard-hitting New York bred. Jason Service had her ready to crush last time out in the Empire Distaff, going a 1-turn mile and a 16th. It was a really dominant performance. Her last 2 dirt races have been good. Heck, with the exception of that Dashing Beauty Stakes, where I don't think she liked being down on the inside at all in that race, she has been nothing but good for Service. Never really thought of her as being kind of an open graded stakes type, but the way Service is going right now, anything's possible.
I agree with all that. Listen, she was always good for Rudy when he had her, but Service has gotten her better. It's almost surprising to me that he got her good sprinting, too, because she didn't seem like that type when Rudy had her. but Service got her to sprint, and then he got her to stretch out last time, and she won easily. She beat, let's just say, a relatively weak field last time, but she did beat them and beat them easily, and her figures suggest she's not far off some of these horses.
Tigalalu, tough spot for a 3-year-old against older horses. She does have some potential. Maybe the 1 1/8 just a little bit too far for her last time out, but I have to be honest with you. When you're odds on and you get to walk on a 49 1/2 mile, that's a bad loss. I can understand Mark Hennon trying to get some valuable black type here.
Yeah, we'll see if she can get some. To me, she just has to really, really improve to even finish third.
Let's take a look at our top picks for this race. Marley's Freedom is the horse to beat if she brings her A game. You're going to go with a 15-1 shot on the morning line for top connections. Jose Ortiz, Shug McGahee. You and I both think that Shug's among the best, if not the very best in the business. Do you think he's misread the situation with Browse? He's run her on turf. He's run her on synth. Heck, she's 3 for 8 lifetime on dirt.
Yeah, well, she started out her career with a lot of promise, and I feel like, you know, especially when you have a Shug horse who wins her debut the way this horse did, you don't see it that often. She actually had speed that day and won super convincingly. And after that, maybe Shug just got a little disappointed because it felt like she didn't take a step forward. But she kept catching wet tracks. I think a lot of that worked against her. When they switched her over to turf, she actually looked like, very briefly, like she was going to be a good turf horse. Had 3 impossible trips in her first 3 turf starts. Then she won at Keeneland. And after that, it just sort of felt like, you know what? She's not a turf horse. Dan, I think she's a better dirt horse. She came back to dirt, and I know it wasn't a scheduled dirt race at Saratoga, but she won that race very easily at 5.5 furlongs over the summer at Saratoga. I don't know why they tried synth last time, but they did. I actually like her coming back to dirt in this race. I think there's a chance she takes another step forward, and it won't have to be a big one, unless Marley's Freedom just comes back and is the Marley's Freedom we saw in California. Then I guess that's going to be really tough for her to beat. But I think Browse fits pretty well in it.
And I actually don't think the synth race was bad. She had so many things working against her. She drew a tough inside post. She didn't break very well. The winner of that race, Hot Shot Ann, has been a revelation on synthetic. The runner-up came back to run third in a graded stakes race at Woodbine the other day, the Bessarabian with an 87. And Browse doesn't have to be that far behind. She can be a lot closer to the pace. Sauer is my top pick. I'm curious pace play, as a friend of ours would always say. Sauer last time out in the Pumpkin Pie, got a wet track that she likes, got a nice easy lead that she certainly likes, got the field that she likes. I did like the way she scampered away when being asked for run at about the 3/16 pole. And I like that Linda ran her 2 turn 7 furlongs 2 starts back. I think she's got enough bottom to go the mile. Listen, Linda could get La Verdad to go a mile. Maybe Sauer could do it as well on an easy lead, but she's got to dissuade come dancing early. That's the key to this race.
I think she's faster than that horse. We'll see. She should be able to make the lead in here, and then we'll see if she gets the mile. I think she'll get the mile, too. I don't think that's going to be the problem. These are the times that you want Linda Rice's horses, when she's moving them up in class. It's when you want them, because Linda can be very conservative. She doesn't run her horses where she thinks they're going to get embarrassed, and she doesn't think this horse is going to get embarrassed. I liked her last race a lot, Dan. It's her other races that don't really do it for me. There is a lot of rain in the forecast, though. She might catch another wet track on Saturday.
You're going to go with a 15-1 shot on top. Browse 2, 1, 5, and 4 for Mike. Sauer's 8-1. I think she drops a little bit off that. A lot of people might project her as the main speed. I'm going with the 3 in the Grade 3 Go for Wand handicap, race number 6 at the Big A on Saturday. Bet it with a DRF Bets account. You know the drill by now. Go to bets.drf.com, sign up for a DRF Bets account, receive a 300% deposit match. Approximate post time for the Go for Wand handicap is 2:06 Eastern on Saturday. Good luck.